Hey everyone! Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about a common problem that many drivers face. Car shuddering on acceleration. This can be a really frustrating and even dangerous issue, so I'm going to walk you through the causes, how to diagnose the problem, and some potential solutions. Whether you're a seasoned mechanic or a weekend warrior, this video has something for you. So buckle up and let's get started. When your car shakes during acceleration, it's a sign that something isn't right. This shaking can be caused by a variety of factors, ranging from minor issues to more serious problems. Unbalanced wheels. This is the most common cause of shaking during acceleration. When your wheels are out of balance, they will vibrate at certain speeds. This vibration can be felt in the steering wheel, the floorboard, and even the seats. Worn tires. Worn tires can also cause shaking, especially if they are unevenly worn. Bent wheels. A bent wheel can cause a vibration that is felt throughout the car. Worn suspension components. Worn shocks, struts, or bushings can allow the wheels to move more than they should, which can cause shaking. Loose steering components. Loose tie rods, ball joints, or other steering components can also cause shaking. Spark plugs or ignition wires. Worn or fouled spark plugs or ignition wires can cause misfires, which can make the car shake. Fuel injectors. Clogged or dirty fuel injectors can also cause misfires. Transmission problems. A slipping clutch or a bad transmission can also cause shaking. Driveshaft problems. A worn or damaged driveshaft can cause shaking. Wheel bearings. Worn wheel bearings can also cause shaking. The solution to shaking during acceleration will depend on the underlying cause. Here are some possible solutions. Balance the wheels. If the shaking is caused by unbalanced wheels, the solution is to have them balanced. Replace the tires. If the shaking is caused by worn tires, the solution is to replace them. Repair or replace suspension components. If the shaking is caused by worn suspension components, the solution is to repair or replace them. Tighten steering components. If the shaking is caused by loose steering components, the solution is to tighten them. Replace spark plugs or ignition wires. If the shaking is caused by worn or fouled spark plugs or ignition wires, the solution is to replace them. Clean or replace fuel injectors. If the shaking is caused by clogged or dirty fuel injectors, the solution is to clean or replace them. Repair or replace transmission. If the shaking is caused by a slipping clutch or a bad transmission, the solution is to repair or replace them. Repair or replace driveshaft. If the shaking is caused by a worn or damaged driveshaft, the solution is to repair or replace it. Replace wheel bearings. If the shaking is caused by worn wheel bearings, the solution is to replace them. If your car is shaking during acceleration, it's important to diagnose the problem as soon as possible. This will help you to avoid further damage to your car and to ensure your safety on the road. Here are some tips for diagnosing shaking during acceleration. Pay attention to the symptoms. The first step is to pay attention to the symptoms of the shaking. When does it occur? Is it worse at certain speeds? Is it accompanied by any other symptoms, such as a noise or a smell? Check the wheels and tires. The next step is to check the wheels and tires. Look for any signs of damage such as cracks, bulges, or uneven wear. You should also check the tire pressure to make sure it is correct. Inspect the suspension and steering. Once you have checked the wheels and tires, you should inspect the suspension and steering. Look for any signs of damage or wear, such as loose bolts, torn boots, or leaking fluid. Have the car inspected by a mechanic. If you are unable to diagnose the problem yourself, you should take your car to a mechanic for an inspection. They will be able to use specialized tools and equipment to diagnose the problem and recommend a solution. There are a few things you can do to help prevent shaking during acceleration. Maintain your car regularly. Regular maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and tire rotations can help to prevent many problems that can cause shaking. Avoid overloading your car. Overloading your car can put extra stress on the suspension and steering, which can lead to shaking. Drive carefully. Avoid driving over potholes and other road hazards, as this can damage your wheels and suspension. The cost of repairing a car that shakes during acceleration will vary depending on the underlying cause. However, you can expect to pay anywhere from a few $100s to a few $1,000s. Here are some examples of the cost of repairing common causes of shaking. Wheel balancing, $50 to $100 per wheel. Tire replacement, $100 to $200 per tire. Suspension repair, $200 to $1,000. Steering repair, $100 to $500. Spark plug or ignition wire replacement, $50 to $200. Fuel injector cleaning or replacement, $100 to $500. Transmission repair or replacement, $1,000 to $3,000. Driveshaft repair or replacement, $500 to $1,500. Wheel bearing replacement, $200 to $500. Shaking during acceleration can be a sign of a serious problem, so it's important to diagnose and fix it as soon as possible. By following the tips in this article, you can help to prevent shaking and keep your car running smoothly. 2. New spark plugs. Spark plugs are responsible for igniting the air-fuel mixture in your engine cylinders. Worn or fouled spark plugs can cause misfires, which can lead to shuddering during acceleration. Replacing your spark plugs with new ones can often solve this problem. 3. Wheel/tire balancing. If your wheels are out of balance, it can cause vibrations that you'll feel through the steering wheel and seat. This can also lead to shuddering during acceleration. Having your wheels balanced can eliminate these vibrations and restore a smooth ride. 4. Replacement brake parts. Worn or warped brake rotors can cause shuddering when you apply the brakes. This can also be felt during acceleration, as the warped rotors can cause the brakes to drag slightly. Replacing your brake rotors and pads can solve this problem. 5. Fuel system issues. A dirty fuel injector or a clogged fuel filter can restrict the flow of fuel to your engine. This can cause a lean fuel mixture, which can lead to shuddering during acceleration. Cleaning your fuel injectors or replacing your fuel filter can resolve this issue. If your car is shuddering on acceleration, there are a few possible causes. By following the steps outlined in this video, you can diagnose the problem and find a solution. Why is my car shaking on acceleration? There are several possible reasons why your car might be shaking on acceleration. Some of the most common causes include worn spark plugs, unbalanced wheels, warped brake rotors, and fuel system issues. Can wheel balancing fix the shaking problem? Yes, wheel balancing can often fix the shaking problem. If your wheels are out of balance, it can cause vibrations that you'll feel through the steering wheel and seat. This can also lead to shuddering during acceleration. Should I replace my spark plugs if my car is shaking? If your car is shaking on acceleration, it's a good idea to check your spark plugs. Worn or fouled spark plugs can cause misfires, which can lead to shuddering. Replacing your spark plugs with new ones can often solve this problem. Can I drive my car if it's shaking on acceleration? It's not advisable to drive your car if it's shaking on acceleration. This could be a sign of a serious problem that could cause further damage to your car. It's best to have the problem diagnosed and repaired by a qualified mechanic. How much does it cost to fix shaking on acceleration? The cost to fix shaking on acceleration will vary depending on the cause of the problem. However, you can expect to pay anywhere from $100 to $500 for repairs.